Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the crew, this is your girl Curi, and I'm back today, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about being ready to start a lock journey. I'm going to be speaking specifically to the people who feel like I'm ready to start a lock journey, but I'm wondering, I'm on the fence about it. People who may be about to embark on the journey. You've decided, you've made up your mind, but you still feel a little bit uneasy about your choice. Well, that's understandable, and I'm going to be speaking to you guys today. I'm also going to be eating a little bit while I'm talking to you guys. I have some red lobster mashed potatoes right here, and I also have just a little bit of shrimp scampi. I'm going to be eating a little bit and talking a little bit. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, so I get this question all the time from people. What is your advice for somebody that's starting a new lock journey? And honestly, that's a very loaded question. From person to person, it really varies on when you're going to be ready to start your lock journey. And I feel like most people kind of know inside when they're ready. What I usually tend to tell people is that if you're tired of doing your hair, you've kind of done all the loose natural styles you can do, or loose styles in general, and you know you're sick of doing wash and goes or getting up every day trying to put yourself together, it sounds like you would probably be ready to embark on a lock journey. Now, it's not just about convenience, of course. So it's not just about the convenience, it's really about a feeling inside. It's like, for me, when I started my lock journey, I was tired of doing my hair for sure. And I knew that I didn't want to go to the loose natural stage and have to deal with my hair even more. Like, I had permed hair at the time. I had relaxed ends. And I was already sick of my hair being loose in general. So to go to a loose natural state wouldn't have done me any better. It would have actually probably been worse for me in my mind. So I always wanted locks. I always admired locks. So I was always saying to myself, I'm going to get locks when I'm 40. I hear a lot of my friends say that all the time. And I was convinced that that was going to be me, until it was just like one day I was in the house with my mom and it was a hurricane going on. And I just told her, I said, can you lock my hair? Can you start my locks? And she agreed to. So she put in 2-strand twists that day, and I've been embarking on the journey ever since. And it's honestly been just the best thing for me. Just feel like something inside of you that says, I'm ready. It's a big commitment to grow your hair, you know, to grow locks. It's a huge commitment, and it's not for the faint of heart, because honestly, it's a lot of great things about going through a lock journey, but it's a lot of testing going on within yourself. Lock journeys are meant to teach you how to be patient, because you're going to be waiting a while for your locks to grow. It's meant to give you confidence, help you love yourself better, because you're accepting your natural state. It's teaching you really just about like how to look in the mirror and just accept your features for what they are. Like, if you can learn to love yourself as you look going through a lock journey, when your hair is very short, it's very frizzy, it's out of control. If you can learn to love yourself throughout all of that, imagine how much you'll be able to love yourself when you feel, you know, good about yourself. When your hair gets longer, you know, you will be, your self-love will be through the roof. There will still be days where you feel, you know, a struggle, or you don't like what you see, but you'll be better off than you were in the beginning, if that makes sense. I also felt like I was ready to connect back to my roots. Like, I felt like as a little girl, when I had my natural hair, my loose natural hair, I didn't really appreciate it a whole lot. It was wispy, it was nappy to me, it was just tangly, and I just couldn't appreciate it. Like, for lack of better words, I just really couldn't. And when I was 12 years old, I told my mom I wanted to get a perm. It was never her decision, it was always mine. And when I became older and more aware, more self-aware of what the climate of this country was, and just the reasons why I feel like, you know, black people get their hair relaxed a lot of times. I feel like it has to do with the beauty standards set by society. I don't think any of us just would come out with that mentality to just straighten our hair if we were already knowing how beautiful our natural hair was or how to appreciate it better. But because it's not a thing you see a lot in society, where you see it more now, but because it wasn't, it was like, okay, well, you need to have your hair straight. And so, you know, I felt like that was what I thought as a little girl, that, you know, I was much prettier with my hair relaxed and straight. And I just didn't like how that made me feel as an adult once I was 24, which is around the time I decided to embark on this journey. I really didn't like how that made me feel inside. It made me feel less authentic. So yeah, it made me feel less authentic. So a lot of me getting locks was connecting back to my roots. So if you're somebody who feels like you want to connect back to your roots, and you know that authenticity is something that you're lacking within your self-awareness of your heritage and your roots, then you might be ready to start this lock journey for sure. Like if you're always looking at admiring locks, what you waiting for? Really think about it. What are you waiting for? And then people always talk about versatility with their hair. They want to change their hair up all the time. You can do that with locks. I've had blonde locks, I've had black locks, I've had ombre blonde, I've had red, burgundy, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I've had green wax in my hair, purple wax, blue wax. It's a lot of versatility in a lock journey. I've had many styles. There's so much you can do, like, before you just say, oh, locks aren't versatile. Now, of course, there are some risks to doing a lot of those different colors and stuff, but at the end of the day, even if you don't color your locks, there's a lot of versatility in just trying different styles. There's so many different styles. You can get style inspo off of Pinterest, off of Instagram, Facebook. It's so many styles that you can do. How could you dare say that locks are not versatile? Like, they're absolutely versatile. They're big, they're small, they're thin, they're thick, they're colored, they're not colored. To me, when people say that, it's really just a cop-out. Either you want locks or you don't. I'm fine with either one of your choices, but don't use that as an excuse. There's so many other things that you could say, like, I'm just not ready. I still want to, you know, enjoy my loose natural hair. I still want to enjoy my curls. Say something like that. But to say locks is not versatile is not true. Another way you know you're ready is if you actually taken time to do the research. I don't think you would be doing the research if it wasn't really biting at you to go ahead and do it. Once you start looking up things and watching videos and stuff, you get obsessed. Like, I went through an obsession period. So I feel like if you're doing that already, you're probably on your way if you're not already. I want to give some advice now, because I get that question, like I said, all the time. And I really just, you know, touched on briefly why you might be ready to start a lock journey, or how you can know if you're ready. But my advice to you starting a new lock journey is be ready to be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. People who think that it's going to happen overnight, you set yourself up for failure, and then you can't go through the journey because you already have gotten it in your mind that you're going to have these long, beautiful locks within your first month, your first 6 months, and that's not going to happen. It's just not. So be ready to be patient. Like, it takes time. Another thing I would say is, while you're being patient and going through your journey and you're looking at so many other people's locks, just admire their locks, but don't desire to have their locks. You can never have their locks. You will never have the same locks as someone else. You will never have 2 locks on your head that's exactly the same. So you waste your time just admiring somebody else's locks to the point of downplaying your own journey or not being able to appreciate your own journey. Lock envy is a thing, but you have to fight against it. Admire. Find people to inspire you, but not people for you to imitate. Another thing is, be ready to look in that mirror and fall in love with your natural self. The self-love that you're gonna need to develop on this journey is out of this world. Like, it's almost indescribable, because for each person it looks so very differently. But for me, it was looking in the mirror one day, not really liking, man, my hair is short, it's crazy. And then after a while, just like, this is me. Like, this only nose, only lips, only eyes, only shape of eyebrows I get. It's the only hair that I get. I have to learn how to love it, you know, and appreciate it. Find the things about myself that I really like instead of just dwelling on the imperfections and the things that I don't like. If you're able to love yourself through how you look in the beginning stages and as you journey, you will be so much better once you become that butterfly. Be ready for the frizz. Frizz is inevitable. Everybody always thinks that they can skip through the frizzy stage. You cannot skip the frizzy stage. It is inevitable. You're gonna go through it. But again, learn to love it. Force yourself to embrace the frizz. So what if your hair is frizzy? Who says that not having frizz is the standard for how locks should look? Who says that having frizz means that your hair is a mess? It can be beautiful. There are moments where it can be beautiful and it can be a struggle. I used to be there, so I totally understand. I'm not saying that I don't. But at the end of the day, just be ready for it. Be ready to embrace it because you have no choice. It will go away eventually. It'll get better eventually. And that's the most beautiful thing to me about a lock journey, is that everything gets better with time. Another thing I would say, another tip, you know, if you haven't already, do your research. When I started my lock journey, I didn't do any research beforehand. My mom installed my locks, and then I started to look things up after that. And so everything that my locks are, they just are. It was no thought process put into it. I didn't know how big I wanted them, how many I wanted, the different ways it could be parted, etc. So I tell everybody, do your research on parting systems, how you want to start. Maintenance, you know, look into how you can palm roll, ways you can wash your hair, etc. Just look into everything, you know, research locticians and find somebody that you can really trust. Having a great loctician in the beginning of your journey can really just catapult you into a different lane of success. And if you're going to maintain on your own, that's fine too, but then you really need to do research, because taking care of your hair is a vital part of this journey. Just embrace this journey, guys. Like, just embrace it. Embrace the short stages. They go by so fast. My hair is longer now. It's getting longer. And while I'm loving it and I'm always like, yes, I want it to get longer and longer, sometimes I do sit around and think about, man, how cute was I when my locks were shorter? And I feel like short locks are just like a movement within themselves. I think they are much more appreciated through pictures and Instagram than they are in real life. But like I said, just embrace every stage, because you'll miss it, you know. They go by so fast. Make sure that you take time to learn your own hair. Don't use a whole lot of products. You can try products out, but just don't go crazy. Avoid cream-based products, because lock buildup is definitely a thing. I'm sure you've heard about it. And I'm a minimalist. People ask me all the time, how do I get my hair to grow? What do I use? I use oil and water, ladies and gentlemen. And I use very little gel when I do retwist my own hair. When I go to the salon, I'm not even getting gel throughout my whole head at all. It's usually just around my baseline. So my stylist uses oil and water. And that's honestly all you really need. To moisturize, all you need is water. You can spray your hair every day with water, and that's moisturizing. And then you can use oil to seal in the moisturizer. A lot of times people get it confused that oil is the moisturizer, and it's not. Oil is the sealant, and water is the moisturizer. So if you're oiling without having sprayed it first or wet it first, you're kind of just putting oil on your hair. You know what I'm saying? That's just my 2 cents on it. I've covered quite a few things in this video, or mentioned quite a few things in this video. And hopefully you could take something away with you that'll help you as you get ready to embark on a journey, or as you get ready to research about a journey potentially for yourself. Or if you're on the fence, you know, if you've already done research but then you kind of walked back, maybe something I said today can help you go forward. I'm going to keep sharing my journey, keep sharing my story, because I know that it helps other people out there who want to do it and they're just afraid. And I think all of us have been there at some point. We've all been afraid. We've all been unsure. We've all been insecure at some point or another with our locks. We're not taught to embrace our natural hair. That's what I want to share for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know how I did, or what else you want to hear me talk about, or what you want to see me do. I do have retwist videos and moisturizing videos on my channel, so if you're new here, check them out. Stay tuned, guys, for more. Thank you so much. I appreciate anybody who takes a minute to watch, to listen. If you're not following me already, follow me on Instagram at Curi Locks. I will put it right in here somewhere. And, you know, just hit your girl up. DMs are always welcome as long as they're respectful. And till the next video, y'all take care. Stay safe. I love you guys.